We know about Lia Thomas's future and the fact that, well, it's going to be a return to whatever it was, Tommy Thomas. I don't remember the dude's name, and nobody else will because not very accomplished swimmer back as a guy, but as a woman, NCAA champion. And because there's no further career trajectory, they already, got to the top. And what do? Well, you go out on a high note, right? And then, well, you also disparage the competition on the way out the door. This is hilarious. Our girl has been making the podcast rounds lately saying that trans women should be allowed to participate with other female swimmers and crush the competition. It's bigoted if you don't let them in. Well, I personally find it hilarious. At a grand scale, it's like, yeah, we've seen the consequences of these stupid decisions, and yeah, it doesn't end up panning out all that well for everybody, so should probably stop the experiment before somebody ends up getting seriously debilitated, even though you take a look at what's happening inside on the cage fighting side. We're getting awfully close to just permanent brain damage. But yeah, if we just pause this societal experiment right now, I think we'd all be further ahead, but we'll see. We'll see. How hateful. Smug and sanctimonious trans swimmer Lia Thomas is now telling women what feminism is, and if we protest, then we're bigots. A part of me also likes the fact that now we have dudes taking over women's spaces after generations of it coming back the other way. Now we have dudes, actual female abusers, telling women how to be better women. Part of me is finding a deep satisfaction in that, because this is what you bitches want. Now this is what you get. But sometimes you gotta play nice. Anyways, okay. This is an opinion piece. I just mostly wanted to get, all the high points out of a recent podcast interview. Lia Thomas is a smug, sanctimonious transgender swimmer who nonetheless reportedly has no problem swinging her male dick. Yes, shut up, you respect that feminine penis, you goddamn, you bigot. Around a collegiate women's locker room, Thomas, who broke NCAA records swimming against biological female athletes. Well, guess what? If they wanted to win, they should have just swam faster. Like, what the fuck? Okay. But who couldn't reach such heights swimming against biological males? Well, yeah, because he's a trans woman. Why would he swim against men? The trans women are women who are subject to remarkably sympathetic New York profile that dismissed the concerns raised by elite female athletes such as Martina Navratilova, Nancy Hogshead-Makar, and Renee Richards, the first transgender tennis pro. To be completely fair, I only know about Martina Navratilova. I think I've probably heard the name Renee Richards, but I have no idea who Nancy Hogshead is. Okay, the only Hogshead that I know that has the given name Nancy is in Congress and is a representative out of California. Yet here was Thomas earlier this week speaking to podcast Schuyler Bailar, oy vey, the first NCAA Division I trans swimmer, about all the failings and faints of modern feminists. Shit's hilarious. You get what you deserve. This is the natural culmination of the whole feminist movement. Like, they've always been terrorists, right? And now they've just gotten to a point of absurdity that even women have decided that, yeah, maybe feminism was a mistake. Shout out Lia Thomas for making this so painfully obvious for those idiots. Those of us who think it's unfair that athletes who are born male should compete against those born female. Oh, yes. They're like, oh, we respect Lia as a woman, as a trans woman, whatever. We respect her identity. We just don't think it's fair, Thomas said. To which I and countless other would counter, damn right, it's not fair. But then in the same breath, I don't know who this Maureen, who the fuck is it? Apparently she's popular enough to have her own header on Daily Mail. Maureen Callahan? Yeah, I don't know. You'd probably also say that men and women are equal and anything a man can do, a woman can do better, and in heels. So it's just funny when the tables are turned. Here was Navratilova in a 2019 op-ed for the London Sunday Times. I am happy to address the transgender woman in whatever form she prefers, the tennis great wrote, but I would not be happy to compete against her. It would not be fair. It's insane and it's cheating. Yeah, but she's retired now and has no skin in the game, while this brave individual is out there making sure that we protect protect trans kids. Oh, it's almost too funny to keep going. Anyways, Thomas has no such respect for the likes of Navratilova or we women who agree with her, such as Riley Gaines, who tells the Daily Mail that Thomas easily beat her and every other female swimmer by sheer body length. Thomas is 6'4". Yo, I didn't realize that this dude was so big. As of 2016, the average height of the female Olympic swimmers was 5'9". Gaines is 5'6". Yeah, just get taller, stupid, okay? Stop being short. Thomas and Bailar blithely dismiss such disparity. Their diversity, even within the genders, they argue, pointing to Olympic superstar Michael Phelps. Oh, like, we took a look at that Vice roundtable with feminism. Oh my god. Yeah, about feminism, not with feminism. Well, I guess it was all throughout it as well, but there was that one tranny that was on the panel that said, oh, well, you can't say that there's any biological advantages between men and women because trans women are women and there's only like one champion trans athlete and that's Lia Thomas. It's because that pool is Lia Thomas and that's it. And the person who finished second was also a trans athlete. Let's be completely honest. They've dominated whatever fields they've gotten into. But you don't think that, there's not enough of a sample size to really conflagrate biological advantages. But there's advantages in every single competition, without pointing out that there's weight classes and age divisions for a reason. But no, it's fine in order to progress your ideological goals. Yuck. And in speaking of that Vice panel, there was a very interesting critique or ad hominem attack that was also levied at the time where, all of this conversation is transphobic misogynism, or however the hell it was put. God, it was just so blitheringly stupid, and I guess they all just share talking points at that big trans meeting that they have. I don't know, man, but Lia Thomas says her feminist critics are misogynistic transphobes. Yo, this shit is hilarious. Controversial transgender swimmer Lia Thomas slammed her feminist adversaries as misogynistic transphobes who reduce women to their value of their reproductive abilities. You are totally conflating two different issues. Yeah, trans women are not women for the fact that they are just not physically or biologically the same, but okay, cool. If you're going to go ahead and reduce them down to a box and some actual tits, then yeah, okay, cool. Well, yeah, that's the defining characteristics of a woman. Fantastic. If you want to get down to a more microscopic level, we can have another conversation that you will ultimately lose, but if you want to be this reductive by just saying that women are pieces of meat, well, okay, fine. The NCAA gold medalist told fellow trans swimmer Schuyler Bailar that her own University of Pennsylvania... Oh, so let me get this straight. Let me get this 1000% straight. We had two dudes talking about how other feminists are somehow being transphobically misogynistic. Shit, you can't make a better script for a fucking comedy. They're like, oh, we respect Leah as a woman, as a trans woman or whatever. We respect her identity. We just don't think it's fair. You can't really have that sort of half support when they're like, oh, I respect her as a woman. But not here. Thomas said on Monday's episode of Bailar's new podcast, Dear Schuyler. Yuck, it's probably the last one as well. They're using this guise of feminism to sort of push transphobic beliefs. I think a lot of people in that camp sort of carry an implicit bias against trans people, but I don't want to. I guess, fully manifest it, girl, manifest it, queen, or speak about that. And so they just try to play it off as a sort of half support. Why? Maybe he really is a woman because, okay, why do you constantly need reaffirmation that that you matter, that you're seen, that you're valid? Fucking yuck. In interviews, which aired just 4 days after House Republicans voted to ban transgender female athletes and taking part in girls and women's sports. Oh man, with comedy dead, where am I going to get my laughs now going forward? Thomas said the false statements are hindering progress for women's rights by fighting against trans women. Well, here you go. At least you have two people. You have two people fighting the honorable fight, but guess what? We got another competitor as well, and somebody who has institutional power, or at least institutional connections. I think it's a crime. I legitimately can't lampoon a funnier, deeper voice. Brittney Griner, yeah, slams push to ban trans women from competing against biological women in sports and says, Everybody deserves the right to play. Please, Shaq, come out of retirement. LeBron, retire from the NBA and then take over the WNBA. Please, for the love of God, somebody go in there and dominate that laughable fucking sport and put Brittney Griner on a fucking poster. It would make my decade become the third ever woman. I'm not even fucking joking. You can check this as well. Be the third ever woman to dunk in the NBA. Please, even if it's just somebody off the bench. Okay, get fucking Nate Robinson. What's he doing? Is he playing in that Big 3 league? Get somebody in there to just show these bitches up that they don't fucking matter when it comes to a sporting context. Like, I understand some people like women's tennis. Some people like, girls beach volleyball. Okay, we can find some common ground there. But let's be completely honest. Female sports en masse in general fucking suck. God, they're terrible. But we're gonna get lectured to by this fucking pothead. How hilarious. Griner wasted no time in getting political again 4 months after she was detained in Russia for breaking the law. Like, she actually broke the law. Like, let's not lie about this situation. She wasn't a political prisoner. She brought pot into a country that has a very obvious and very strong rules against such conduct. And then she got traded for, who was that again? Oh, right. The Merchant of Death. A fucking arms dealer. For a pothead, because she represents all the best that America offers. Fucking gross. Appearing in her first press conference. She's 32 years old. Oh my god. And she can continue to just go ahead and dominate the league for however long as possible, because name another WNBA star. Go ahead. I'll wait. Can't? Yeah, no, that's what I thought. I can't even name you, like, I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to sports. I can pretty much name every NBA team, I could probably name every NBA team. When it comes to the NFL and MLB, I can even categorize them by division, okay, and conference. Like, and for hockey, well, they changed all of that shit by the time that I pieced out on that. I can still name the teams, and for whatever stupid reason, there's 32 hockey teams, but there's probably enough talent in that league for about 20 maybe, but I legitimately cannot name let's see if I can. Okay, Phoenix Mercury, okay, that's a gimme. The Chicago Sky, because they had that hilarious picture of their celebration, their championship celebration parade. Oof, that was what, two vehicles long and about 16 people lining the streets. I think it's the Minnesota Lynx. Los Angeles Sparks, that's the most famous one. The Seattle Kitchen Attendants, like, legitimately, like, I'm sure I know that there's a team in Seattle, but I don't know. I got to 4, and that's probably better than most people out there could. Like, I legitimately don't. I don't even know if there's a team in New York. And why the fuck anybody gives this bitch any stick? It's hilarious, but let's just see what she has to say. Everybody deserves the right to play. Calling any other viewpoints a threat to trans people that prevent them from being truly who they are. Yeah, that's what happens when you get purely feminist thinking, okay? Because this is just the natural extrapolation of all of these stupid-ass talking points. If you don't believe me, let's make this patently fucking clear. Women are immediately given their sexual market value, okay? If you don't believe me, well, hey man, what's more valuable? A chick in her 30s who's well-established in her career, or for your average guy that's out there? Or an 18-year-old baddie fresh out of college? Or fresh out of the high school, rather, going into college, fresh into college. Yeah, you get your value up front, and what you do with it is totally at your own leisure. However you leverage it, totally up to you. You think that you're entitled to certain things because you get certain things based on your looks. Hey man, I'm not mad at it. That's just the fucking game. But now they've extrapolated that coddled mindset to everything else. Trans people are just inherently given the right to be who they are, and everybody around them needs to capitulate to their warped sense of reality. And instead of meeting certain standards and prerequisites, no, they just need to be afforded their position that's out there. Unbelievable. But Why are we taking the advice of a felon? I'd rather just laugh as feminism just eats itself from the outside in. Hey man, you guys opened up that door, and I talk about gatekeeping your institutions all the time, but hey man, if feminism is gonna die, oh well. I normally don't like and don't ever advocate for something to be completely destroyed, but once that's ultimately burnt to the ground, I'll be one of the first people there to dance on its ashes. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.